the rumble of a V-twin engine, the iconic badge that defined American motorcycling. For over a century, Harley-Davidson has created machines that shaped not just motorcycling, but American culture itself. Today, we explore the 15 most significant Harleys ever built. These motorcycles didn't just transport riders, they transported dreams, rebellion, and the very spirit of freedom that America represents. Let's dive into the machines that made history. Starting our countdown with a machine that established Harley's reputation for power and reliability, the 1915 Model 11F. Number 15. 1915. Harley-Davidson Model 11F. This motorcycle featured the company's first 3-speed transmission, revolutionary for its time when most bikes still use single-speed setups. The Model 11F packed a 61 cubic inch F-head V-twin engine producing around 11 horsepower. While that might sound modest today, this was serious power in 1915. The bike's most distinguishing feature was its step-starter mechanism, eliminating the need for the exhausting pedal-starting process that plagued earlier models. This Harley introduced the iconic teardrop gas tank design that would become synonymous with the brand. The fuel tank's shape wasn't just aesthetic, it provided better weight distribution and increased fuel capacity to 3.5 gallons, giving riders unprecedented range for long-distance touring. The Model 11F's robust construction made it popular with early motorcycle police departments. The 1936 Knucklehead EL changed everything. Number 14. 1936 Harley-Davidson Knucklehead EL. After years of side valve engines, Harley finally introduced overhead valve technology with the revolutionary Knucklehead. The nickname came from the engine's rocker boxes, which resembled knuckles when viewed from the side. This 61 cubic inch engine produced 40 horsepower, nearly double the output of previous Harley engines. More importantly, the Knucklehead could sustain highway speeds without mechanical stress, finally giving Harley a bike that could compete with Indian's Sport Scout on performance. The EL featured a completely redesigned frame with improved suspension geometry. The new Springer front fork provided better handling, while the rigid rear frame maintained the classic Harley aesthetic. The bike's 19-inch wheels, front and rear, became the standard configuration that influenced decades of Harley design. Styling-wise, the Knucklehead introduced the cat's eye instrument panel and the distinctive teardrop air cleaner that became Harley's signatures. The streamlined fuel tank featured Art Deco-inspired graphics that captured the optimistic spirit of mid-1930s America. Number 13. Harley-Davidson Sportster XL. When Harley introduced the Sportster in 1957, they created what would become the longest-running motorcycle nameplate in history. The XL was Harley's answer to the growing popularity of British bikes like Triumph and BSA, which were attracting younger riders with their lighter weight and sportier performance. The original Sportster featured a 55 cubic inch overhead valve V-twin producing 40 horsepower. While that matched the bigger Panhead's output, the Sportster weighed nearly 100 pounds less at 495 pounds, dramatically improving the power-to-weight ratio. The XL's unit construction engine and transmission created a more compact, rigid drivetrain than Harley's traditional separate engine and transmission setup. This design reduced vibration and improved reliability while maintaining the distinctive Harley V-twin sound and feel. Styling set the Sportster apart from larger Harleys. The smaller fuel tank, solo seat, and abbreviated rear fender created a lean, purposeful appearance that appealed to younger riders. The bike's lower seat height made it accessible to riders who found big tourers intimidating. The Sportster immediately found success in racing. Its lighter weight and responsive handling made it competitive in dirt track and drag racing. This competition success helped establish the Sportster's performance credentials and attracted sport-oriented riders to the Harley brand. Number 12. Harley-Davidson Electra Glide FL. The 1965 Electra Glide represented Harley entering the modern age. For the first time, a Harley-Davidson came standard with electric starting, eliminating the Kickstarter ritual that had defined motorcycling since the beginning. The Electra Glide featured the proven Panhead engine in its final year before the introduction of the Shovelhead. The 74 cubic inch V-twin produced 60 horsepower and 65 pound-feet of torque, providing effortless highway cruising capability that made long-distance touring comfortable and enjoyable. Beyond the electric starter, the 1965 FL introduced numerous comfort and convenience features. The king-size fuel tank held 5 gallons, providing extended range for touring. The buddy seat accommodated 2 riders comfortably, while the large windshield and full fairing protected occupants from wind and weather. The Electra Glide's electrical system was completely redesigned to handle the additional demands of electric starting. The 12-volt system provided reliable operation of lights, ignition, and starter motor. This electrical upgrade also enabled accessories like turn signals and improved lighting that enhanced safety. Suspension improvements included hydraulic rear shocks that replaced the primitive spring-only systems of earlier Harleys. Combined with the proven Springer front fork, the Electra Glide provided the smoothest ride in Harley's lineup. Number 11. Harley-Davidson FX Super Glide. Willie G. Davidson's 1971 Super Glide created an entirely new motorcycle category, the factory custom. By combining the Electra Glide's powerful engine with the Sportster's lightweight rear end, Harley created a bike that captured the custom chopper aesthetic in a reliable factory-built package. The FX featured the 74 cubic inch Shovelhead engine mounted in a modified Electra Glide frame. However, the rear section used Sportster components, including the smaller rear wheel, abbreviated fender, and solo seat. This combination reduced weight while maintaining the big twin's torque and power characteristics. Styling was revolutionary for Harley. The Super Glide's boat-tail rear section, inspired by racing motorcycles, looked unlike anything else in Harley's catalog. The bold red, white, and blue color scheme celebrated American pride during an era when foreign motorcycles dominated performance discussions. The Super Glide's significance extends beyond its innovative design. It proved that Harley understood the custom motorcycle movement and could manufacture bikes that captured that rebellious spirit. This factory custom approach would become central to Harley's identity and marketing strategy. The 1971 FX Super Glide represents a pivotal moment when Harley-Davidson transformed from traditional motorcycle manufacturer to cultural icon manufacturer, understanding that they weren't just selling transportation, they were selling attitude and lifestyle. Number 10. Harley-Davidson FXS Low Rider. The Low Rider took the Super Glide concept and perfected it. Introduced in 1977, the FXS became the definitive factory custom that captured the essence of California chopper culture in a reliable, street-legal package. The Low Rider featured a 74 cubic inch Shovelhead engine in the proven FX chassis, but with dramatically different ergonomics. The seat height dropped to just 27 inches, achieved through revised frame geometry and shorter rear suspension. Extended forward controls placed the rider in a laid-back cruising position that defined the custom aesthetic. Styling elements borrowed directly from custom chopper builders. The sissy bar, buckhorn handlebars, and flame paint options gave the Low Rider authentic custom credibility. The bike's black engine cases and minimal chrome created a sinister appearance that appealed to riders wanting to project a tough image. The Low Rider's significance goes beyond styling. It proved that the custom motorcycle market was large enough to support factory production. Previously, custom bikes were one-off creations or small batch specials. The Low Rider demonstrated that thousands of riders wanted factory customs. Popular culture embraced the Low Rider immediately. Its appearance in movies, television shows, and music videos established the bike as a symbol of rebellion and individuality. The Low Rider became the motorcycle that non-riders pictured when they thought Harley-Davidson. Number 9. Harley-Davidson XR-1000. The XR-1000 represents what might have been Harley's attempt to build a genuine performance motorcycle that could compete with Japanese sport bikes. Based on the successful XR-750 racing platform, the XR-1000 brought race-proven technology to the street. The heart of the XR-1000 was its modified Sportster engine featuring XR-750 aluminum heads and Del Ordo carburetors. This combination produced 70 horsepower, impressive for a Harley, but still less than contemporary Japanese bikes. More importantly, the engine delivered its power with typical Harley torque characteristics that made it rideable in street conditions. Chassis modifications included improved suspension front and rear, better brakes, and revised ergonomics that placed the rider in a more aggressive riding position. The XR-1000 styling was purposefully minimalist, with a small fairing, solo seat, and functional rather than decorative components. The XR-1000's significance lies not in its commercial success. Only about 1,800 were built, but in what it represented. This was Harley's acknowledgement that performance mattered and that the company could build competitive motorcycles when properly motivated. Perhaps no Harley-Davidson has achieved greater cultural significance than the Fat Boy. Number 8. Harley-Davidson Fat Boy FLSTF. Introduced in 1990, the FLSTF became an instant icon that transcended motorcycling to become a symbol recognized worldwide. The Fat Boy featured Harley's Evolution engine in the Softail chassis, combining reliability with classic hardtail styling. The 80 cubic inch V-twin produced 69 horsepower and 82 pound-feet of torque, providing effortless cruising power wrapped in timeless aesthetics. What set the Fat Boy apart was its distinctive styling. The solid disc wheels, borrowed from racing applications, created a unique appearance that looked both modern and timeless. The silver paint scheme, minimal graphics, and abundance of chrome created a sophisticated look that appealed to affluent buyers. The Softail frame was engineering genius disguised as nostalgia. Hidden rear suspension provided modern comfort while maintaining the visual appeal of 1950s hardtail choppers. This combination of contemporary performance with classic styling became Harley's most successful formula. The 1990 Fat Boy proved that motorcycles could be both functional machines and cultural artifacts, establishing Harley's modern identity as manufacturer of rolling sculpture. The WLA earned its place in history not through speed or style, but through service. Number 7. Harley-Davidson WLA Liberator. During World War II, Harley-Davidson produced over 88,000 WLA motorcycles for Allied forces, making it one of the most produced motorcycles in history and earning the nickname Liberator. The WLA was based on Harley's civilian WL model, but modified for military service. The 45 cubic inch side valve V-twin was detuned for reliability over performance, producing about 23 horsepower. While not powerful, the engine was virtually indestructible and could run on low-quality fuel available in combat zones. Military modifications included blackout lighting, rifle scabbards, ammunition boxes, and radio equipment mounts. The bike's 4.75-gallon fuel tank provided extended range for reconnaissance missions, while its rugged construction withstood the abuse of combat conditions. The WLA's significance extends beyond its military service. Thousands of surplus WLAs were sold to civilians after the war, introducing an entire generation to Harley-Davidson motorcycles. Many riders got their first taste of Harley ownership through an affordable ex-military WLA. International impact was equally important. WLAs served with Allied forces worldwide, establishing Harley-Davidson's reputation in markets where the brand was previously unknown. After the war, many countries' first experience with American motorcycles came through surplus WLAs. While most riders never owned an XR-750, this motorcycle shaped Harley's identity more than any other model. Number 6. Harley-Davidson XR-750. The XR-750 dominated American flat-track racing for decades, establishing Harley's performance credentials when the street bikes were struggling against foreign competition. The XR-750 featured a 750 cubic centimeter overhead valve V-twin designed specifically for racing. The ironhead versions of 1970 to 1971 were problematic, but the aluminum head XR introduced in 1972 became virtually unbeatable. The engine produced over 90 horsepower in race trim, impressive for a machine weighing just 295 pounds. Chassis design prioritized handling over comfort. The lightweight frame, minimal bodywork, and purpose-built suspension made the XR-750 a pure racing machine. Every component was designed for performance, with reliability being the only concession to practicality. The XR-750's racing success was unprecedented. It won the AMA Grand National Championship numerous times and established Harley as the dominant force in American motorcycle racing. This success provided crucial marketing benefits when Harley's street bikes were criticized for poor reliability and outdated technology. Evel Knievel's choice of the XR-750 for his stunts brought the motorcycle to mainstream attention. While Knievel's bikes were heavily modified, their XR-750 basis associated Harley with excitement and danger in the public consciousness. Rather than a single motorcycle, the Evolution engine represents Harley's salvation. Number 5. Harley-Davidson Evolution engine models. Introduced in 1984, the Evo transformed Harley from a company on the brink of bankruptcy into the most successful motorcycle manufacturer in America. The Evolution engine retained traditional Harley V-twin architecture while incorporating modern engineering. Aluminum heads reduced weight and improved cooling, while redesigned combustion chambers increased efficiency. The result was an engine that looked traditional but performed with contemporary reliability. Displacement options included 80 cubic inches for big twins and 55 cubic inches for Sportsters. The big twin produced 70 horsepower and 78 pound-feet of torque, not impressive by modern standards, but adequate for Harley's target market. More importantly, the engine could achieve these numbers consistently without the mechanical problems that plagued earlier Harleys. The Evolution's reliability revolution cannot be overstated. Previous Harleys required constant maintenance and frequent repairs. Evolution-powered bikes could be ridden daily without mechanical drama, finally giving Harley credibility with mainstream motorcycle buyers. Models powered by Evolution engines included some of Harley's most successful motorcycles: the Fat Boy, Low Rider, Heritage Softail, and Electra Glide. Each demonstrated that reliable Harleys could compete with foreign motorcycles on practical grounds while maintaining traditional character. Every legend begins somewhere, and Harley-Davidson's legend began with the 1903 Model 1. Every legend begins somewhere, and Harley-Davidson's legend began with the 1903 Model 1. Number 4. Harley-Davidson Model 1. Built in a small shed behind the Davidson family home in Milwaukee, this primitive motorcycle established the foundation for America's most iconic motorcycle company. The Model 1 featured a single-cylinder engine displacing 24.74 cubic inches and producing approximately 3 horsepower. The engine was essentially a bicycle motor designed by William Harley, a 21-year-old draftsman who dreamed of motorized transportation. The power was transmitted through a leather belt to the rear wheel, eliminating the need for a complex transmission. Construction was remarkably simple by modern standards. The frame was essentially a reinforced bicycle frame designed to accommodate the engine and fuel tank. The fuel tank held just 1 gallon, providing limited range but sufficient for local transportation. Total weight was approximately 185 pounds, light enough for the modest engine to propel reasonably well. Only 3 Model 1 motorcycles were built in 1903, making them among the rarest motorcycles in history. 2 were sold to local buyers, while the third was retained by the company for development. This humble beginning hardly suggested the global empire that would follow. Modern Harley-Davidson traces its heritage directly to the 1903 Model 1, making it perhaps the most historically significant American motorcycle ever built. The Shovelhead engine powered Harley through its most challenging period, from 1966 to 1984. Named for its distinctive rocker covers that resembled coal shovels, the Shovelhead carried Harley through the AMF ownership years and the company's near bankruptcy. Number 3. Harley-Davidson Shovelhead. The Shovelhead was essentially a panhead with aluminum heads replacing the iron units. Available in 74 and 80 cubic inch displacements, the engine produced between 60 and 65 horsepower depending on configuration. While not powerful by contemporary standards, the Shovelhead delivered its power with characteristic Harley torque and sound. The Shovelhead's tenure coincided with Harley's most difficult period. Quality control problems during the AMF years damaged the engine's reputation, as oil leaks and electrical issues plagued many examples. However, properly maintained Shovelheads were reliable and long-lasting, proving the basic design's soundness. Despite reliability challenges, the Shovelhead powered some of Harley's most significant motorcycles. The Super Glide, Low Rider, and Fat Bob all used Shovelhead power, establishing the factory custom market that became crucial to Harley's identity. The Shovelhead era also saw Harley's adoption by outlaw motorcycle clubs, establishing the brand's rebellious image. Movies like Easy Rider featured Shovelhead-powered choppers, cementing Harley's association with counterculture and rebellion. The Knucklehead deserves recognition as the most important Harley-Davidson engine ever built. Introduced in 1936, it established the overhead valve V-twin configuration that remains Harley's signature to this day. Number 2. Harley-Davidson Knucklehead. The Knucklehead was revolutionary for Harley-Davidson. Previous engines used side valve configurations that limited power and efficiency. The overhead valve design allowed higher compression ratios and better breathing, nearly doubling power output compared to previous Harleys. Available in 61 and 74 cubic inch displacements, the Knucklehead produced between 40 and 45 horsepower, competitive with contemporary motorcycles from Indian and foreign manufacturers. More importantly, the engine could sustain highway speeds without mechanical stress, finally giving Harley credible touring capability. World War II interrupted Knucklehead production as Harley focused on military contracts. However, the engine's reputation for power and reliability was established, making it highly sought after by civilian riders after the war. Taking the top spot is the Panhead, the engine that defined the golden age of American motorcycling. Number 1. Harley-Davidson Panhead. Introduced in 1948, the Panhead combined the Knucklehead's performance with improved reliability and distinctive styling that established the classic Harley aesthetic. The Panhead retained the Knucklehead's bottom end while introducing aluminum heads with hydraulic valve lifters. This combination reduced maintenance requirements while improving performance. The aluminum heads dissipated heat more effectively, allowing sustained high-speed operation that made the Panhead ideal for touring. Available in 61 and 74 cubic inch displacements, the Panhead produced between 50 and 55 horsepower, impressive for its era. More importantly, the engine delivered its power smoothly and reliably, establishing Harley's reputation for long-distance capability. The Panhead styling created the iconic Harley appearance. The distinctive pan-shaped rocker covers gave the engine its nickname while creating visual appeal that influenced decades of motorcycle design. Chrome and polished aluminum components created the bling factor that became synonymous with American motorcycles. The Panhead era coincided with the birth of motorcycle culture as we know it today. Post-war prosperity enabled recreational motorcycle riding, while movies like The Wild One established motorcycles as symbols of rebellion and freedom. The Panhead powered this cultural revolution. Perhaps most importantly, the Panhead established Harley's touring motorcycle supremacy. Models like the Electra Glide became the gold standard for long-distance riding, establishing a market position that Harley maintains today. From the humble 1903 Model 1 to the mighty Panhead, these 15 motorcycles didn't just transport riders, they transported dreams. Each represents a chapter in the uniquely American story of Harley-Davidson, proving that sometimes the journey matters more than the destination. These machines shape not just motorcycling, but American culture itself. They've appeared in movies, inspired music, and created communities that span generations. That's the true measure of greatness, when a motorcycle becomes more than transportation and transforms into a symbol of freedom itself. What do you think? Did we miss any legendary Harleys that deserve recognition? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more motorcycle history content. Until next time, keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down.